सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां तपोभिः क्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्ष्योऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते. So we actually finished with the 36th shloka and we have to start with the 37. Just to give a small recap from the 34th, because manana prakara muktva shishya bhavana. So this is more like a nididhyasana prakriya where how the shishya thinks of himself. Nirgunaha, nishkriyaha, nityaha, nirvikalpaha, niranjanaha, nirvikaraha, nirakaro, nityamuktosmi, nirmalaha. This is the form of nididhyasanam that the pursuer has to undergo. And then aham akashavat sarvam bahirantargataha achyutaha sada sarva samaha siddhaha nissangaha nirmalaha achalaha. We saw the meaning of each one of these words and how the sarvatma bhavam has to slowly come in. That is, you have to think of yourself as the all-encompassing or omnipresent Brahman, right? So this is the form of that nididhyasanam. Nitya shuddha vimuktaikam akhandanandam advayam satyam jnanam anantam yat param brahma ahameva tat. So that Tattvamasi is being said in the form of a shloka here. So having described Brahman, which is Nitya, Shuddha, Mukta, Ekam, it is the one entity, and then Akhandam, Anandam, Advayam, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. These are all like adjectives for it. Each one has a different meaning and we went through the Vyakhyanam there. Yat Parabrahmam Brahma Vidyate Ahameva tat. That identity arises in this shloka. Okay. So at the beginning of 37, he says, Evam Shishya Kritya one. Evam Shishya Kritya Brahma Bhavana Prakaram Uktva Idanim Uktaritya Chira Nirantara Kritayaha Tasyaha Brahma Bhavanayaha Phalam Aha. What is the result of contemplating in this manner? The aham brahmasmi iti mananat. What is the result? What is the phalam? So shishya krita brahma bhavana prakaram, the process of how one identifies oneself with Brahman has been said in the earlier three shlokas, and now Uktaritya, in this manner, when we think of ourselves as the Brahman, what is the result of that? And that result is said in this 37th shloka. Evam nirantara krita brahmaivasmiti. Not brahmaivasmi. It is brahmaivasmiti. Vasana haratyavidya vikshepan roganiva rasayanam. Evam nirantara krita vasana. This vasana that has been accumulated constantly. Nirantara krita. Antaram is space. Nirantaram is without any space. So constantly, continuously, without any stopping in between. So evam nirantara krita vasana. And what is that vasana? In the form of brahmaiva asmi iti. Aham brahma eva asmi. I am that Brahman iti rupena. Ya vasana vartate. So the more and more, vasana is actually something that you build up over time, right? So it keeps on, it's like when you say, the proverb practice makes perfect seems very simple, but it is actually very heavy with meaning there. The more and more you practice something, it becomes a habit. And then it becomes nature. So that's where there is a conscious effort, and then from the conscious effort it becomes an unconscious habit, and then it becomes nature, becomes one with you. So that's the process through which you go. So nirantara krita vasana brahmaivasmi iti vasana. What does that vasana do? It removes avidya vikshepan harati. It removes the vikshepa, the changes that are brought about by avidya are removed. Vikshepa is usually the projections of avidya are completely removed by this vasana. So slowly we realize it becomes second nature that, okay, this is nothing. This is just Maya. This is all Maya. It becomes a nature for us. So, evam iti purva prakarena. That's why I went through, just quickly said the 3 shlokas earlier, because he mentions that here, evam, in this manner. In which manner? Nirguno nishkriyaha nityaha ityadi padatraya ukta ritya. In the 3 shlokas earlier that we saw, 34, 35 and 36, evam ritya Nirantara krita, chirakalam nitya nirantaram acharita vijatiya pratyaya rahita. Vijatiya pratyaya rahita here refers to that there is no other object other than Brahman. Sajatiya is the same jati, vijatiya is another jati, that which belongs to another jati. So there is no second object. Pratyayam here refers to jnanam. Without the knowledge, or without having a knowledge that there exists another object. So there is this vasana which constantly comes in the form of aham brahmaiva asmi iti vasana bhavana. Nirantara sevitam vasana, hold on. Avidya vikshepan maya tatkarya kartrutva bhoktrutva ragadveshadi durvasanatmakan harati vinashayati. So this good vasana, let's say it is that nirantara nitya vasana, that you are Brahman. What does it do? The phalam, the result of that is, it destroys avidya vikshepa, avidya, the karyam of avidya. What is the vasana that we have accumulated because of avidya? Maya, tat karyam. Maya and the karyam of Maya, the result of Maya is aham karta, aham bhokta. So the sense of agency, kartrutvam, bhoktritvam, the sense of enjoyer, ragadvesha, attachment and hatred, all of these kind of durvasana, these are not the vasanas that we want. So this aham brahmasmi iti vasana, it removes these things. One nice example, I think I've said before also, Periva, not Mahaperiva, but Jayendra Periva. He used to say, this is like, our mind is like a nice brass vessel which is completely dirty and which has been in the attic for a long time. So there is durvasana on top of it. You want to remove the durvasana, you can't just remove it. You need some, powder kind of thing, soap kind of thing to remove it. And then, which is Advaitam, which is Advaita Vasana, which is the Shastra Vasana. You use the Shastra Vasana to remove the Durvasana, and then you have to remove the Shastram also. You can't just coat it with the soap and leave it. You have to remove the soap also. Right? That is when the Shastra Vasana also should go, and Aham iti tatra vartitavyam. The Aham concept should just remain. What he would say. So, avidya vikshepan vinashayati. Katham, as usual, he gives an upama here. Rasayanam rogana iva harati. Yatha rasayanam rogan harati tatha vasana brahmaivasmi iti vasana avidya vikshepana harati. Rasayanam here is aushadha visheshaha, a medicine. Just as how a medicine removes rogam. Roga here tridosha sambhavana. Tridosha refers to Vata, Pitta and Kapam. Vata, Pitta and Kapha has to be in a balance here. If that balance is lost, then there is a dosha. Vata dosha, Pitta dosha and Kapha dosha. So, Tridosha Sambhavana Rogana. Disease occurs because of some imbalance in these 3 things that are there in our body. So, Jwara, Shula, Udara, Bhagandari, Daradinam, Daradin Amayan Iva. Okay. So these mainly listing out diseases here. Jwara, fever, I guess. Shula Udara, painful stomach. I'm not sure here. There are a couple of diseases that he just names here. Bhagandara is another kind of disease, which is a vyadhi beda. That's all. There is some issue with the system, reproductive system, fistula kind of thing. Okay, so these are the amaya, these are the rogas. Any aushadha vishesham, it is when you put it in. So aushadham, a medicine, is not a daily food. It is something that you put in when you have a roga, when you have a disease, to remove that disease. You can't keep on having that aushadham on a regular basis. Then it becomes poison, right? So you need that also out of your system. So evam nirantara krita brahmaivasmi iti vasana haratyavidya vikshepana roganiva rasayanam. Just as how medicine removes diseases in our body, in the same way, this vasana that we have accumulated by contemplating on Brahman removes the avidya vikshepana, removes the vasana that is created by Maya. Okay. Now what is the nirvikalpaka samadhi? Now he talks about nirvikalpaka samadhi in 38-39. And the process of that. Avidyakam ityarabhya evam ityantena granthena shravanamanana purvakam nididhyasana rupa savikalpaka samadhim sapalam uktva. From the shloka Avidyakam, right from that shloka to evam, which is the 37th shloka. I think it starts from 30th nanikre. From shloka number 30, nishidhya nikhilopadina, no, avidyakam, 31. From this 31st shloka, avidyakam shariradi drishyam budbudavat ksharam etad vilakshanam vidyat aham brahma iti nirmalam. So from here he started shravanam and mananam. Then we went to nididhyasana in 34, right, which is nirguno nishkriyaha nityaha iti nirvikalpaha. Now he mentions that from there savikalpaka samadhi has been described. Now we go to nirvikalpaka samadhi. So avidyakam is number 31, and then evam is number 37. Okay. Ityanena granthena shravanamanana purvakam nididhyasana rupa savikalpaka samadhim uktva. Having spoken about savikalpaka samadhi, from here asanadi niyama purvakam nishesham, what type of asana, how do you pranayama, etc. The process to attain nirvikalpaka samadhi is explained from 38. Vasana vinasha hetu bhutam निर्विकल्पक समाधि प्रकारम आह. विविक्त देशे आसीनः विरागः विजितेन्द्रियः भावयेद् एकम् आत्मानं तम् अनन्तम् अनन्यधीः. विविक्त देशे आसीनः. So one has to be sitting in a calm place. Vivikta is usually alone, empty space where nobody is there to disturb you. No object is there to disturb you also. So vivikta deshe asinaha. Asinaha, a person has to be sitting in a place which is vivikta, empty. Viragaha bhutva. All of these are adjectives to the person who is practicing nirvikalpaka samadhi here. So he has to sit in a place which is empty. Viragaha, without any attachment. Vijitendriyaha, having won over his indriyas. Ananya dhihi, with his mind dhihi, not moving to any other, that is with a concentrated mind. With concentration. His mind should not contemplate on anything else other than Brahman. Ananya dhihi, that's the last word here. Ananya dhihi sanna, tam ekam anantam atmanam bhavayet. So tam ekam anantam atmanam, atma here refers to Brahman. That now that you have realized aham brahmasmi, that realization has come about. Now you have to dridhikaranam. It has to stay in your mind as a dharavahika jnanam. It has to stay there as a constant, effortless thinking should come. So So that is your Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, where there is only the thought of Atma. So Ekam, Anantam, endless, Atmanam. The Vyakhyanam is very nice in this. He quotes from Gita. Na atyashnatastu natyashnatastu yogosti nachaikantamanashnataha nachati swapnashilasya jagrato naivacharjunaha yuktahara viharasya yuktacheshtasya karmasu yuktaswapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. I think the first one is 6:10, na? This one is 6:17. I think the other one is 6:10. The second one is 6:10. Yukta yogi yunjita satatam atmanam shuchau deshe pratisthapya sthiramasana atmanaha. Where is this? Tatraikagramanah krutva prashantatma. This is natyanashnataha.
16 and 17.
Okay. Yeah, 16 and 17. Okay. I just wanted to make a note here. Why is this? That's fine. Okay. Na ati ashnataha. Ashnataha, one who eats. So you should not eat a lot, nor should you eat alone. Ekantam anashnataha, nor should you eat alone illa. Ekantam anashnataha, or completely you let go of your food intake. That also should not happen. Ati ashnataha, you should not eat a lot also. Tasya yogaha nasti. So which means mitam. Everywhere it should be mitaharam. You should find one golden median and follow that, right? Neither should you eat a lot, nor should you completely let go of food here. Ekantam is kevalam, or ekantam can be completely let go of food here. So ekantam anashnataha api, even if you completely not eat at all, tatha yogaha nasti. Yoga is not for someone who is like that. And nacha atiswapnashilasya, nor is it for someone who is atimatram swapiti, someone who is sleeping constantly, or for a person who is jagrataha naiva. And yoga is not for someone who is constantly awake also. So there should be a median for him. He should find the balance, proper balance here. Yuktahara viharasya. So how do you do that? Yuktam. Yuktam is appropriate. That which is appropriate. So you take an appropriate number of food and appropriate vihara. Vihara here refers to actions. So moving about and eating should be appropriate as according to the rules, or not going beyond what is appropriate. Yukta cheshtasya karmasu. So in doing actions, he also should exert some moderation in it. So he should yukta cheshtaha. The actions that he performs should also be regulated. In his efforts should be regulated. Yukta swapna avabodhasya. So there should be a regulation in swapna, sleeping and waking up. Also sleep at the proper time, wake up at the proper time, not go through jet lag like this, but what to do? So dukkhaha yogaha bhavati. So yoga becomes something that removes your dukkham. Dukkham here, slowly it can give you a regulated feeling with which it removes all kinds of samsara dukkham. Dukkhasya kshayaha bhavati. Okay. Ityadi. So this yuktaharam and anashnataha, atyashnataha, you can see it in Dhruva's tapas. When Dhruva goes to the forest and his tapas goes on for 6 months, he slowly starts off by letting go of one aharam, and then he only eats phalam, and he goes around and gets fruits and everything to eat, and then he just stays in one position and eats only the leaves that are there for the next month. So each month he lets go of one after the other. So that's how you get into the practice of not eating completely and immersing yourself in yoga. And then at the end he lets go of this thing also, water, then vayu. So that's how he goes through 6 months before Bhagavan appears in front of him. So yuktahara viharasya yuktacheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha ityadi bhagavadvachanat yukta aharadhikam adhyahartavyam nididhyasuhu yuktahara vihara nidradikam kurvanna vivikta deshe. So not just sitting in an empty place with a whole lot of food or anything, but he's talking about these also come in. All this niyama has to be there before you go and sit in one place. So you eat the appropriate amount of food, don't move around too much, sleep as much as you have to. That has to be adhyahartavyam. Adhyahartavyam is we have to understand these things as a prerequisite for Vivikta Desha Asinaha, before you go and sit down in on the banks of a river. So, Nadi Pulina Giri Kandaradau Asinaha Sukhasane Upavishtaha. Don't try to difficult asanas and all that, but Sukhasinaha. Sit down in a posture that is comfortable here on the banks of Nadi Pulinam. Pulina here refers to the sandy banks of a river, or Giri Kandara, any caves in a mountain. Asinaha, sukhasane upavishtaha, sitting down in a comfortable position. Viragaha, vigataha, nashtaha ragaha. There is no attachment towards aihika, amushmika, sukha vishayaha. Both of these are not present in him. Aihika vishayaha, sukha vishayaha, those objects that give him happiness in this world, aihikam. Amushmika is the objects that give him sukham in swargam, or maybe narakam, who knows. He can find happiness in narakam also. So, amushmika sukham. Iha para sarva vishaya asha rahitaha. One who is without any asha, without any hope of enjoying these things. Swargakamo yajeta. We think Swargam is another world where there are beautiful objects and we want to enjoy those objects. We don't even have any concept of those objects. These objects give me dukkham in this world. So if I go to Swargam, it will be dukkha amishrita sukham. A sukham, a happiness which is not mixed with dukkham. So that sort of an object I'm going to enjoy. The hope itself should not be there in a person. So tadrisha asha rahitaha ityartha. Atayeva. Hence vijitendriyaha. Vijitendriyaha vijitani visheshena vishaya vaimukhyam prapitani indriyani. Vishaya vaimukhyam. How do you conquer the indriyas? The way to conquer the indriyas is not shutting your eyes, but you're indifferent to the objects that the eye can see and process in the brain. So it is more like a Vishaya Vaimukhyam. You're not moving towards that object. It does not create a desire in you when you see that through the eye. So Indriyani refers to Chakshuradini Jnanendriyani, Vagadini Karmendriyani. So Vijitendriyaha, the Padam Vijitendriya here refers to all 10 Indriyas here. So Vijitendriyaha, Sanniyamita Ubhaya Indriyaha, one who has control over both type of Indriyas. Anyaha, Bahya Abhyantara Prapancha Vishayaha, Dhirasya Nasti, Dhiryasya, Dhihi Yasya Nasti. Ananya Dhihi. Ananya Dhihi, Anya Dhihi Yasya Na Vidyate. What is Anya Dhihi? Prapancha Vishaya Dhihi Na Vidyate. One whose intellect is not tuned towards Prapancha, towards the world, but it is tuned towards Brahman and Atma. So Ananya Dhihi. Swa Itara Vishaya Jnana Shunyaha. He is devoid of any jnanam which is beyond him. So there is only the jnanam of Brahman here. And beings in this manner, so Vivikta Deshe Asinaha, one Viragaha, Vijitendriyaha, Ananyadihi. 4 adjectives. What does he have to do? Atmanam Ekam Anantam Param Brahma Bhavayet. Tam Brahma Bhavayet. Atmanam Ekam. Ekam is Sajatiya Vijatiya Swagata Bheda Rahitam. So we saw Sajatiya Bheda Rahitam, Vijatiya Bheda Rahitam. We saw the explanation of all this earlier itself. So Atayeva Anantam. Antarahitam. Antarahitam is Dikkaladi Anavacchinnam. Purnam. So Anantam is someone who is endless, both in terms of space and time. Dik Kaladi Anavacchinnam, one who is not confined by either space or time. Tam Sarvashruti Prasiddham, one who is known in all the Vedas. Akhanda Anandaikarasikam Param Brahma, Akhanda Anandaikarasam Param Brahma Bhavayet. Now what is the form? What does Bhavayet mean? Laya Vikshepa Kashaya Rasa Aswada Rupa Ripu Nirasana Purassaram Sarvam Idam Aham Cha Brahmaiva Iti Anisham Anusandadhyat Nishesha Vasana Nivrittaye. Bhavayet is not just thinking. Bhavayet very simply can be translated as contemplated. That's all. You know, he being in this manner, he has to contemplate. Look at the translation here. He would say that. Ananyadhihi Bhavayet, should contemplate upon. Very simple, no? But Bhavayet here is Laya Vikshepa Kashaya Rasa Aswadarupa Ripu Nirasana Purassaram. When Maya has its own transformations, all of those has one type of a enjoyment that creates an enjoyment in us. That is an enemy for us. Tadrisha rasa aswadanam, the rasam that is created by Maya, and enjoying that is a ripu, is an enemy for us. We have to first remove the enjoyment and then remove the experience or understand the seeing of Maya and its karyam. So sarvamidam, all of these things are aham cha brahmaiva. Everything in this world, including myself, is only one object, one entity, which is Brahman. Iti anisham anusandadhyat. One should constantly keep on contemplating, which is anusandhanam. Anusandhanam is not just contemplation, but continuous contemplation, repeated contemplation, in such a manner that this contemplation can remove all of the impurities that are there in our mind in the form of durvasana. So nishesha vasana nivrittaye anusandadhyat, that bhavana or bhavayet should be done in the manner in which our vasana is completely removed. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitaha ekaki yata chittatma nirashir aparigraha. Shuchau deshe, these are also in 6th, I think in 11, 12, yeah. Tatraikagra manah kritva. Shuchau deshe. Yogi yunjita is 610. Yes, this is 610. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitaha. Yogi, a person who does dhyanam, dhyayi. Yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitaha. Rahasi ekante. He should stay, keep himself alone, in solitude, and ekaki sanna satatam atmanam chintayet. He should constantly think about the Atmaswarupa. Ekaki, alone. Yata chittatma. Yata refers to sanyamita, with a controlled mind. Nirashihi, without any asha, without any attachment or desire, free from any expectations also. So aparigraha. Aparigraha, parigraha rahitaha. You should not have any attachment here. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya. This is the next shloka, 6:11. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya sthiram asanam atmanaha. So Atmanaha sthiram asanam pratisthapya. Shuchau deshe, in a shuchi is a clean spot. Okay, in a clean place you have to firmly establish pratisthapya sthiram asanam. You have to place his seat very firmly in a position which is very clean, in a place which is very clean. Na atyuchritam, it should neither be too high nor too low. Na ati nicham. Chaila ajina kusha uttaram. It should be made of chaila, cloth, or ajina, skin, or kusha uttaram. Kusha is grass. Uttaram here refers to the top portion of that seat. Should be made of either cloth or skin, maybe deer skin, whatever. And or it can be a darbha, grass. Tatra ekagram manah kritva yatachittendriya kriyaha upavishya asane yunjyat yogam atma vishuddhaye. This is the next sloka, 6:12. Tatra is wherever he has, evam yatra asanam sthapitam, wherever the asana has been placed there, ekagram manaha kritva, having concentrated his mind in one spot, ekagram kritva, yata chitta indriya kriyaha, yata, having controlled his chittam, manas, indriyam, and kriya, and actions, is to control all of these things. Asane upavishya, having sat down on his asanam, atma vishuddhaye yogam yunjyat. Yogam yunjyat, he has to pursue, or he has to bring in his or like practice yoga, let's say practice nididhyasanam, practice nirvikalpaka samadhi for atma vishuddhi, for the purification of the mind or the atma, right? To remove the maya vikshepa. Vivikta desha asinaha viragaha vijitendriyaha bhavayed ekam atmanam tam anantam ananyadhihi. I'll stop with this. Do you have any questions?
This is